The online market seems to have been exploding since 2006, 2007, and
Correct.
that's also why we're working together through Vintage and Rare, because we saw the opportunity and the need to have a platform helping sellers and builders from all over the world, mainly Europe. How do you see the online market compared to the physical sales today? How important is that?
Well, for us it's quite balanced, because I think 80% of the people who buy something here, they find us online, either through your site or through our site. And they, a percentage of that, about 20% of those people, they buy directly because they know what they want. And other people, they ask me questions through email or chat or telephone. Okay, do you have this in black, or what is the condition, blah blah blah. And you get into a conversation, and they get to know you a little bit, and then they buy directly or indirectly online. So online is really, as I said before, you need the mix of brick and mortar and online to be successful. We used to have in the 80s when I also had stores, you had a showcase in your shop window. That was your showcase. Now the internet, of course, is your showcase. It has advantages and disadvantages. Of course, the advantage is that you can reach anybody in the world, and the disadvantage is you get a lot of buyers who, I would say, are overcritical. So let's say you buy something online, and there's a scratch on the case, for instance, and they return the item. I mean, of course, it's a good right. I mean, it's a law, within the law to do that. But we didn't used to have these problems because people were less picky. They were glad to buy, let's say, a vintage Strat or a vintage Les Paul or whatever. And now people have become overcritical, and that's more or less the society we live in. They're also easy to get angry about these things. So I'm maybe a little bit too old-fashioned in that, but so there are a lot of advantages and disadvantages to online buying, I think.
So your online presence is of course to sell instruments, but it is equal as much for awareness around your brand Max Guitar and the brand that you work with through Max Guitar.
Well, for us, Max Guitar, or selling guitars for that matter, is not just it's not just making money. Far from that. I mean, I would do this even if we weren't successful, because I love guitars. I love the instrument. I love everything there is to know and to see and to do about it. I love the people who play. We have all the local and let's say the Dutch star guitar players. They come here and we talk about guitars. It's fun to do. It's really something that I always love to do.
Why is Max Guitar online? Is that because of the first and foremost priority is to sell guitars, or do you value being online as a big help to broaden out the knowledge around your shop and the brands that you have at the shop? Yeah,
it's very important to not only sell guitars, because it's not just about making money. Of course, we love to sell guitars, but it's also about helping people. It's also about spreading knowledge about the guitars and not just selling something like it's the 20th box you sold that day. It's about individual guitars. It's about individual players. We have a lot of famous guitar players here who share their knowledge. We do clinics with them and talking. We have Gear Talk, for instance, on Facebook, also live streams. And we never focus on the selling of that stuff. We just say to the start players, okay, what do you use? How do you go about it? What was your first guitar? So it's about also about the love for guitars, and we love the instruments. So mm-hmm. it's about that. It's about service. It's about telling people what the best tuners are. It's about how to put your strings on the guitar. It's all these things that matter. It's not just the selling, because there are a lot of online stores, and we know them. I don't have to name names, but everybody knows the mm-hmm. white mm-hmm. looking, clean looking websites. Mm-hmm. For me, that doesn't have to do a lot with the actual playing guitar or the actual knowledge about a guitar, what a guitar really is, the soul of a guitar, and that's important for me.
Mm-hmm. When you've probably heard that criticism of the internet throughout the last 15 years, but what I hear is that but the online doesn't give me the same opportunity to handle the customer or be with the seller in the same way as being in the room. But isn't it online just an extension of being able to create?
Well, as I said, it's your shop window. It's your shop window. You have to show what you have, and if people are interested and if they want to play the guitar, they will come forward and they say, okay, I'll visit you. I mean, we have people from Ankara flying over, from Istanbul. We had people from Austria, from Prague flying in because the flights are very cheap. I mean, if you want to spend 4,000, 5,000, 6,000 euro on a guitar, I mean, what is a plane ticket of 100 euro? People love to do that, and we invite them here. There is a cafe. We have food and drinks, so people love that. It's the experience.
So you would say for any professional seller that wants to go into the market, a strong online part is vital.
It's essential. When I started in this business was 1984. I mean, then there was no internet and everything was local or regional, at most. And people came in. There was only one way: either phone or you came in and you bought something. So there were no rules. It was much easier, but I like it better in this time because you can reach anybody. You have to give more service. If you don't give service, I mean, for instance, 20 years ago, if somebody buy a guitar and he would come back, you would say, and it would be normal, we don't exchange it after, let's say, 14 days. Now, we do exchange it because if you get a negative review or if you have an unsatisfied customer, we can't afford that. We want people to be satisfied, within reason, of course, because we also have people who want to exchange a guitar 4 or 5 times, and then we say, well, it should be that's maybe enough. After 3 times, you should know what you want. But it's different set of rules nowadays. But it's not necessarily bad because it's good for the customer. They have more choice. Maybe a little bit too much choice even sometimes.
Okay, maybe the fairness principles will flatten out, or...
I hope so, yeah. Yeah.